Hello, and welcome to the Red Matter Podcast. This is part 2 of the first video. If you are watching this and you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you check it out. It is well worth clicking a button. So,
it'll only take a few seconds.
Our next topic, what are we going to be talking about? Ian, do you have a topic?
Strange people, perhaps?
No, what were we talking about last podcast part?
We were talking about
TV shows.
TV shows and Jack's mom.
We were talking about, Jack, tell about how your mom got to this house.
I'm sorry?
Like, the drive over and she's, complaining.
Drive down the longest driveway in the world.
Yeah, she didn't want to drive down it, but, because she has a Kia, and they aren't exactly the best for that.
My driveway. Not me, it's driveway, my driveway.
Oh, your
What driveway are we talking about?
My driveway. We're talking about my driveway.
Your driveway isn't very long.
So we're going to talk about how Jack got here
Do
to
you
your driveway.
see that thing? Out there? Through that window?
I'm going to fall back.
That ain't nothing.
But, look at, this is all...
It's not like a
all that
private
black is
driveway.
driveway.
Like
That's all
2 houses
driveway.
on it. It's for one house. People used to drive down it because they thought it was a road. That's how long
That's
it is.
somehow... That's
They
sometimes
reach it and they're just like, oh, am I at Walmart yet? Oh.
The same McDonald's.
Private property.
Had a Big Mac.
Busted for
Drive
trespassing.
right through your garage.
Busted for trespassing. Their comment is, I thought I was going to Walmart.
There's always that person.
That one guy.
And they're digging up all the trees and stuff next to my house.
That's what happened to me.
It's
Right
awesome.
next
You need oxygen too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to not be able to see past the trees. And now all you can see is just this empty plot of land with a billion stumps in it. And it makes me mad. So it used to be isolated in the woods.
Mm.
And
I
liked it. I liked being isolated in the woods. Because I'm a depressed little kid who's
Isolated
depressed. Who's isolated in the woods. I honestly enjoyed being alone in the woods though. It was because
You're
there was no
that
one.
guy from Hatchet.
Hatchet.
He has that swag mullet going down.
That movie is amazing. Look it up if you have the time. It is called
Or if you haven't seen
Cry
it.
in the Wild, I believe is what it's called. It is probably the cheesiest survival movie I've ever seen. It's based off of actually a very good book. It's called Hatchet.
It.
You didn't read it?
I never read it.
You never read it?
I never had to.
It was pretty
They
good.
didn't make us read it.
It was pretty good. I liked it.
Seems
It's pretty good. There were a lot of sequels about it. But the movie is absolutely ridiculous. It is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It can't be as bad as the Avatar movie though.
No,
Nah,
the
it's
Avatar
worse.
movie was pretty bad.
That movie got so much hate.
Not
You know
the
what
CGI.
movie
It's
is-
surprising
you know what's movie
that
is
some
bad?
people
The CG
actually liked it.
But if people are thinking about, we're talking about the CGI. No, we're not.
No, we're talking about the plot and just.
We're talking about the barely known live action one that came out.
You know
not
what
too long
movie is
ago.
bad but is hilarious? Troll.
Troll.
You guys never seen Troll? Troll
Have
2,
you seen
Troll.
Leprechaun?
You told me about that. You have.
I can show you.
Talk about odd dreams.
Odd
Odd
Dreams.
Dreams.
Oh,
I have
Odd
Odd
Dreams.
That's a good topic.
Oh, or we'll talk about, first, before we go to that, we'll talk about stories. Should I tell about that, time when you stood outside your house, no? Yeah?
Okay, let's do it. So this is a very embarrassing and revealing.
And
Part of my
it's
life.
only the second upload.
This is the
Third
third
upload. I
video,
apologize.
and you are
Upload
learning
the
more
third.
about me, the
But,
most important member of this team.
Shut up and tell the
right
story.
there. So, back in, something grade, it was a while
Something.
ago.
It's called
Great.
Friday Nights with Mr. Wally, not Friday Nights with Conceited Daniel.
It's called that for a reason. So,
I don't need you guys.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I don't need you guys. But, I told him that, I had, I had, these Star Wars action figures, spaceship stuff.
They're
a
called
while ago.
figurines. Okay.
No,
those are like little
the
ones.
spaceships.
Yeah, little, like,
Figurines are the people.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's talking about the spaceships.
Oh, I thought you meant like the little models that you usually keep on like shelves and stuff.
No,
Yeah,
those are like
but those are
Legos.
people. Figurines are people.
Yeah. No, I know that. But I'm referring to like the little soldiers that usually people have.
Figurines.
Yes, which are little people.
Keep going.
Just keep going before my ignorance just
But anyway,
fills up the amount of time that we have left.
so I told him that I would fly one of my ships over because it was a remote control and it was big enough to carry him. I told him like hamsters flew it or something, and I would like go over to his house and pick him up and bring him over to my house. So
This was when we were really little,
Yeah.
by the way, and it seemed
AKA
believable.
2 weeks ago.
I trained my own hamsters to fly the ships.
Even
At
though
my
Ian
academy.
never had hamsters.
You just found him
Never
and
had
shoved him
hamsters
inside
ever.
of a small Republic gunship.
Like
Flies.
I was supposed to sit on it, and he would fly me over. to
Why
his
would you
house.
do that? Like
I have no idea.
you'd be like falling off the side.
Okay,
of it.
how old were you?
We were like I don't know,
6,
6, 7.
I don't know.
Really young,
I would hope so.
like elementary school year.
Because if you're like a 14-year-old sitting
Believe
on
in
a
that? No.
small Star Wars
I
gunship,
walked down the end of the driveway, and I waited there for what seemed like hours, just waiting to
For, like,
see
this ship
to
flying out of
see
the
a
sky.
little ship, like a little mini Death
How
Star
would you
or
fit on
something,
that?
just fly over. I just look in, and there's hamsters in there, and that never happened, and I was so disappointed.
His mom. Your mom.
I told my mom, I was like, "Yeah, Ian's gonna pick me up. I'm gonna go to my friend's house," and she's like, "How you gonna get there?" And I'm like, "He's gonna fly his spaceship over."
Said, what are you doing, Daniel?
It's like, oh,
I was at the end of the driveway.
son,
for a
do we
while,
need to
too.
take you to the guidance counselor?
I don't even know what
You've been
guy
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Tanner's special Kool-Aid. His golden Kool-Aid.
Tanner the Great's
Those were the
special
days.
recipe for Kool-Aid.
But yeah, weird dreams.
Weird dreams.
Daniel, go ahead.
So, I once had a dream. Back in the
I
day.
had a dream.
Back in the day. Back
Have you ever
back
had a
when you
dream?
expected a gunship to fly over your head with hamsters
No,
inside
it was-
of it.
It was a little later than that.
It was a little bit later.
Yeah. So, I had a dream.
I have a dream.
Quote.
That's no
Martin Luther King.
It's MLK.
MLK. Yes.
Milk.
Milk. Shush! I'm trying to talk
I
now.
call him the milkman.
So I had a
Daniel's
dream that I believe is a lucid dream, but I'm not exactly sure. I always tell everyone about this.
So
Well,
explain
mostly
to
just
the
my
audience
family.
what like those type of dreams are.
A lucid
for those
dream
who don't know.
is a dream where you can control what is happening within your dream. So like
I thought
if
we-
you're falling, you can like
Stop.
you're aware of what's going on like mentally. It's
You know
not
it's
just
a dream.
happening in front of you. It's not like a movie, it's more like a video game.
I think I've only had one of those, and that was when
It's really rare for anyone to happen.
I think I've only had it once, maybe, like, and I barely remember
When
it.
Jack was little Wally.
When I was
So-
when I was a little kid.
And so
When I was a little kid. Okay, like this much shorter. Like, hold on, I gotta put it in perspective. Like, I was about this short. All right, I was a young lad, strapping young lad, and and I
Shrink down to size.
went to a daycare. Thank you for making me feel better.
okay, that's uncomfortable.
This isn't really so much of a dream,
I didn't get to finish.
but it's.
that.
Oh.
Well,
Keep
let
going.
Daniel finish it.
Well, I'm gonna
Oh,
take
Jack,
up your time
Jack.
anyway. No, I'm kidding. Let me finish. Sorry.
Okay, so basically we were in this we walked into this cave for whatever reason, and there was like this skeleton on like the ground, and we just walked right by it as if it didn't exist, and I'm like, okay, that's there. Let's just forget about that. And we get to like this big opening, and I got like separated from the group
So
And I don't even like remember recognizing who the people
That's
were.
what happens. Like, I'm
Who
like,
the people
these
were
people,
that
I feel
I
like
was
I know
with.
them. I can trust them.
And I don't know. I just was stuck in that little cavern thing, all alone. And then all these skeletons just come pouring out of these little holes in the walls, and they just come running at me, and the entire cavern is just filled. You can't see the bottom, and I'm jumping on their heads,
What?
and I eventually
like
just
Super Mario style.
yeah, wahoo, yeah, and I imagine a sword in my hands, and I try to fight them off, but obviously I die in the end because that's how long my dreams go.
Oh,
The end.
that's depressing.
I always either get
I
eaten or
always
just
die in the
killed.
end. It's like me
I
playing
almost
Call
died.
of Duty. I always die, in the end, no matter what.
Unless you join.
I'm
at
not
the end
one
of
of
the game.
those 6-0 kind of kids. I'm more one of those 0-6 kind of kids.
Now your dream.
Okay. So, I had a dream a long, long time ago.
The galaxy far, far away.
So, yes, very far away, because I live 20 minutes away from you. Very long trip, by the way. And when I had the dream, it was about pirates. Because I was very into Pirates of the Caribbean at the time. It was one of my favorite movies. And it was basically I was the captain of the
Captain
ship.
Jack.
Yeah, that's actually
It's ironic.
It's very ironic. But I was the captain of the ship, and I was steering the ship around in the ocean. And I feel like I predicted the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie, because you know how on the third Pirates of the Caribbean, there's this huge
Was that the one with
whirlpool.
what's his name?
The
Squid
Davy Jones.
Yeah, Mr. Squiddy.
You know the whirlpool. At one
I think
point.
so.
At that end tour.
It was
At World's End.
At World's End.
Yeah.
With the huge whirlpool. I thought of that
That was in your dream.
in the dream.
People who have
This
that
was
ability,
when
they
the
can break
second
stuff.
Pirates of the Caribbean was out. This wasn't even the third one yet. This was when the second Pirates
Maybe
of the
the
Caribbean.
government is monitoring our dreams, and they're like, "Hey, that's a good idea for the
Or if
next
they're,
Pirates of the
monitoring right
Caribbean
now.
movie."
Why would
Let's
the
do that."
government be thinking about the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie as opposed to worrying
Because
about
they're creating
terrorist attacks
jobs.
and
They're
stuff?
creating jobs.
Oh my god! But I had thought of the whirlpool, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I was just sleeping, and we went into the whirlpool, and you know those dreams where you're falling,
Oh, yeah.
and you feel like you're falling.
That happens
And
all
I
the
fell
time.
off. I was on the crow's nest at one point for some reason. I don't know why, because I'm the captain of the ship. I should be steering the ship.
Well, no, captains don't steer; they just sit there.
Yeah. So I was up
steer that
there.
way.
I was up on the crow's nest, and the crow's nest had snapped, and it was falling into the whirlpool, and it was very scary, cause I was asleep, and I was like, whoa, I was falling into the world. Whoa.
That happens
whoa.
to me sometimes.
I was when I was
gnarly, dude. Surfing that
dude, killer swell. No, but I was falling into the whirlpool, and I had one of those falling dreams, which a lot of people have. It's a very
the
common
worst.
dream.
I have a dream
I don't
that
have them
goes-
very often anymore.
I don't dream much at
Like,
all.
if I'm about to
I
fall
don't
asleep,
either. I just
that
fall
happens.
asleep and I wake up all of
Yeah.
a sudden. So
It's kinda sad.
when I was falling into it, I splashed in the water, and immediately I woke up. I woke up, and then I was really tired because it was 3 a.m. or something like that. I don't remember, but it was very early in the morning, so I fell back asleep, and I had the dream, and I picked up where I left off, which doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
in dreams.
Or you have the same.
I
dream,
picked up
it's
where I
different.
was left off. I was in the water, and I was about to die, essentially. So I swam back up. I was in the water. And this is one of my biggest fears, being out in the middle of the water.
Oh,
that's
the worst.
That's
You know
one
what?
of my massive fears. So I was in the middle of the water, and I had and I kept swimming. And as I was swimming, I saw my ship, and it was tipped over or something. I don't remember. but like I climbed on top of
It's
it
14.
We're gonna have to end this.
and I.
Continuing, I guess.
Sorry,
All right,
sorry, viewers.
gonna have to
but
save it for
Jack,
part 3.
Jack is done for now.
I'm
Goodbye,
I'm
everybody.